So I don't know, it's hard to tell, but it's called A Course in Miracles, so when you start studying it, obviously, you should start seeing miracles occurring everywhere. One of the most profound ones for me was I'd gone to a meeting in Brighton. There was about 12 brothers, and we were packed into this little tiny room, and we're in a really built up residential area, houses everywhere. You know, it was just barely residential. And we'd done this group meeting in the morning, and it came to lunchtime, and I'd gone off into the kitchen to get a drink, and I came back, and my eyesight, I felt my eyesight was going, my bodily eyesight was going, and everything started to go blurry, and I just couldn't focus on anything, and I was like, whoa, something's happening to me. And my friend just said, oh, it's okay, there's nothing to be scared of, just let it be. And with that, I experienced the disappearance of the universe. You know, Gary Reynard talks about the disappearance of the universe, but that's what I experienced. There was nothing left. There was all there was. Well, they say God is. That's all there was. God. It was just this expansive white light. It was infinite, without a break anywhere, and it was just still and silent. The peace there, and there was no brothers in the room, no buildings, there was nothing. There wasn't even a me. There was nothing but this light. And I realised then, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That was when that statement really seemed to hit me. Boom. Because I was seeing all that was real. And how could anything ever threaten it? And nothing else really did exist, and the peace that came from that was just awesome. And I once tried to describe how that disappearance occurred to me. I tried to put it into words, and I couldn't. Yet one day I was looking at the course, the Forgotten Song, I think it's page 447, and it was there. My experience in total was there, word for word, exactly how it happened to me. And I was just like blown away, completely blown away by it. I don't know whether I've got it on hand. I'll see if I can read it to you guys. Yeah, there it is. So, beyond the body, beyond the sun and the stars, past everything you see, and yet somehow familiar, is an arc of golden light that stretches out as you look into a great shining circle, and all the circle fills with light before your eyes. The edges of the circle disappear, and what is in it is no longer contained at all. The light expands and covers everything, extending to infinity, forever shining and with no break or limit anywhere. Within it, everything is joined in perfect continuity, nor is it possible to imagine that anything could be outside, for there is nowhere that the light is not. This is the vision of the Son of God, whom you know well. Here is the sight of him who knows his Father. Here is the memory of what you are, a part of this, with all of it within, and joined to all as surely as is joined to you. Accept the vision that can show you this and not the body. You know the ancient song and you know it well. Nothing will ever be as dear to you as this is, an ancient hymn of love, the song of God sings to his Father. The Son of God sings to his Father. And now the blind can see, for that same song they sing in honor of their Creator gives praise to them as well. The blindness that they made will not withstand the memory of this song, and they will look upon the vision of the Son of God, remembering who he is they sing of. What is a miracle but this remembering? And who is there in whom the memory lies not? The light in one awakens it in all, and when you see it in your brother, you are remembering for everyone. So that is exactly how the disappearance thing happened for me, because as I came back into the room, there was like an arc of golden light, and it looked like a quarter of a circle, and then underneath the arc was the white light, and it began spinning out until the golden arc became a full circle with white light in it, and then the golden circle just vanished, and vroom, that's it. It was just light into infinity and beyond. So yeah, that was truly awesome. I mean, I've had so many of those kind of experiences. I couldn't really have a preference, to be honest. They're just mind-blowing. And it's like the Course says, who is it that cannot remember this? And it's there for all of us. And when one of us remembers and sees it, it's for everyone. We're remembering for everyone. So yeah. So look, you're blessed. definitely blessed. Yeah. In every circumstance, I am blessed. Even with what's going on at the moment with my house, it's a blessing to me. I feel completely blessed by it, but the outside world doesn't see it that way. In my awakening, the only thing that didn't go was my house, and I even dedicated my house to God and said, okay, you know, if I'm to keep the house while I've got the kids, then it can be your house. You can say who comes into it, you can say who stays, you can say when I get rid of it, if I keep it. You've got the entire works on this house. And what happened with that was I started to invite people in it to stay. I mean, I'd always had a resistance about my house, you know. And whenever there's a resistance within me about anything, it gets washed away, because it's an ego resistance. So it don't matter what it is, it as soon as it's identified, it gets washed. So this resistance I had about my house was like, I liked it to be my private place, where I just chilled out, where it was just for me and my family, and I wasn't really big on visitors and having people to stay. It was just my chill out zone. So that got washed away, and I was prompted then to start inviting people to stay, and strangers from all over the world who were traveling and didn't have anywhere to stay. And I had my first friend get over from America. She was here for 6 weeks, and so the house started being used, you know, like that. So it was all good. And then I'd had the house, I don't know, 3-4 years since my awakening, and it was still here. And I even, a couple of years ago, I got annoyed and I was like, take the goddamn house, I don't want it. It's a curse. And I surrendered it so many times, but it still never went. And I kept thinking, you know, at some point this house is going to go. I know that. And I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting for the prompt, but no, nothing came. Then 2 months ago, I got the prompt from the Holy Spirit that it's time to let the house go now. That's exactly what he said. It's time to let the house go now. my rational mind kicks in, and I thought, oh, I'm going to sell it. So I got the estate agents in, and I had 3 of them, and they all did different evaluations. And since the market has crashed in the UK, the £50,000 that I put in, my life savings that I put into the house, they were gone, all gone. There's nothing left, no equity left in the house whatsoever. And so the guy's saying, oh, you'll be lucky to cover your mortgage. So when this estate agent left my house, the Holy Spirit said, no, not sell. I want you to let it to go to repossession, or in America they call it foreclosure. That's what I want you to do. So I was shocked, right? I was airing this because it never crossed my mind to do it that way. And in the world terms, it's a failure, it's a humiliation, it's not good. Yet an hour after the Spirit had whispered this to me, this estate agent called me back, and he said, it really pains me to have to say this because I've never said it to a client before. But I feel really strongly that I have to say it to you. He said that your best option is to let your house go to foreclosure or repossession. And I knew that was confirmation then. From the Holy Spirit, I knew it was. And I thought, and this estate agent said, if you sell it on the market anyway, you're going to rack up a £7,000 bill. And he said, you can't pay for it, so who's going to take it on anyway? And so I just stood there and I realised, well, I've got nothing left to lose. Literally nothing left to lose. And then I remembered, can you give me 5 minutes, baby? Then I remembered 2 months before, I was asked a question by Spirit. They said to me, what would be your ideal situation with this house? And I said, my ideal would be to put on a backpack and just walk into a brand new home. Just leave the house and walk into a brand new home. And that would be my ideal. But I thought I was being ludicrous and ridiculous. But, there's no difficulty in the order of miracles, none. And so I suddenly realised that what I'd requested all those months ago was actually being given to me, because by having the house repossessed, that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to put on this little backpack and I'm going to walk out the door. There's going to be no hassle. There's going to be no estate agent fees or solicitors. There's going to be no repairs. There's going to be no people traipsing through my house. There's going to be no legalities. There's just going to be peace. And I'm going to get to walk away. And then the next thing, Spirit comes to me, that if when they repossess the house and they try and take me for a lot of money because they didn't sell it for its higher value, I've just got to put in a debt relief order, and the debt gets squashed to zero. So not only am I going to walk away from this house, when I walk away from this house, I'll have zero debt. And so to me, this is a miracle that I asked for. It's a blessing from God. It's complete liberation and freedom, and it's a joy that it's happening. Yet the ego says, oh no, that's bad. You have to stay in that house and you have to fight. You have to hold on to that house till the market comes back up. You have to get that money back. And it's a failure. It's humiliation. You can't do it. Well, I'm not in the hands of the ego, So I am completely blessed. And so even though it appears that just before Christmas I'm going to be homeless, with my children, even though it appears that way, I just trust completely. I trust completely that everything is going to be perfect. Everything. And I know it's already happened anyway. It's already happened. Whatever's coming has already occurred, and it's going to be perfect for me. I'm just excited to see what it is. And I also see that the clock is about to click off. So, I'll share it with you again soon, and have a blessed day.